Day of Telfair Trojan Baseball, brought to you by Deep Productions, LLC, located in the McRae-Helena area. Today we have a big ball game for you, big Region 2A matchup as Charlton County comes in to play our Telfair Trojans. I'm joined by Caleb Harrell. Caleb, mighty big game today.
Very big game, Mr. Deep. Sorry I couldn't make the
podcast.
The podcast, the other day where y'all talked about the game. But just like y'all said, it is a big game for our Trojans.
It really is. Looking at the power rankings and all, the Trojans come in ranked number 6, tied with Bowden, with an overall 15-5 record. You would think, well, hey, we should be the favorites.
Right.
But Charlton comes in number 2 in the state with a 12-2 record. So as they say behind the plate, let's play ball. We got the first batter today for Charlton County, Mitch Baxter, the left fielder, number 3. And the official time of first pitch, 5:32, and it starts off good with a strike, swing and a miss to the left-hander. I was going to say, Katie, we got a kind of an overcast afternoon today.
We do. Thankfully, no wind.
Oh, goodness, that's it. Ball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. I believe that's Ian Blankenship on the mound today for the Trojans. Has had a good year. Winding the pitch. Ball a little bit high and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. I was going to say, Caleb, this is a game between 2 really powerful teams, both of them ranked in the top 10 and vying for playoff position today.
That's right. Goes back to last year when, the 1-0 game here at Trojan Field.
Absolutely. A close one. Strike on the outside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, want to thank Mike Spires over on the radio side for sending me the lineups here. Ian's worked our first batter, Baxter, to a 3-2 count. Top of the first inning, no score. Just getting started. Glad to have you with us on Trojan Baseball. Off-speed pitch, just a little bit high and outside. So the first batter for Charlton, Baxter has walked. All right, Trevor, and I believe it's Trevor Knowles, I may be mispronouncing that name, is up to bat for Charlton. We had a last minute getting those lineups in. We'll double check that. Looks like a powerful right-hander at the plate. Runner's headed for second to throw down. Oh, he just slid in under the tag, Caleb. That was a bang-bang play.
Very close play.
I would say let's get the instant replay, but that's been causing quite a controversy with the NFL here lately.
That's right. It's a big topic of discussion at the off-season meetings.
It really is. Ian Blankenship is in his stretch. Runner goes back. Time's called on the field.
But also is the kneeling during the national anthem also.
Oh, man, there's some big issues, both social and sporting, in the NFL that we'll try to hit on some of our topics later on today. Squares to bunt. The bunt goes down third base line. 1 play is to first. Oh, nice. But he's safe. He's pulled off the bag. Good try by Noah. The throw was just a little bit off. So, again, basically, I guess we may have to call that maybe a throwing error on the pitcher there, Caleb. What you think?
I would say E1.
Possibly an E1. Again, we're kind of unofficial scores.
That's right.
Again, Coach Mercer's gone out to discuss the play with him because it was kind of close, but no real argument. I think he's asking for an appeal at home. And the appeal fails, so he is safe. And Caleb, I don't believe that counts as a visit to the mound, even though he came out past the line, did he?
No, I don't think it does.
Out here in the bleacher bum section, I think I see a former ball player. We need to suit him up, named Kelly Roy Spires. Glad to see Kelly out here. Runners on the corners for Charlton. Nobody out. We're in first inning trouble. There is a fly ball. Does it drop in, Caleb? I believe it did.
It did, yes.
Run scores, and we also have a runner on first and second. So just like that, we have runners at first and second. Nobody out, and it's 1-0 Charlton here in the first inning. Nobody out. And again, the fourth batter, Israel Gilliard's coming up to bat, the right fielder. I'm a little worried here, Caleb. I think we could use that pitcher's friend of a double play coming up.
Yes, we could.
Pitch. He bunts, Buddy bunts it foul over the backstop. Ian's ahead in the count 0-1. You know, in a situation like this, Caleb, as a pitcher, I guess, you know, what you got to do is make sure you're throwing strikes, give your defense a chance to maybe kind of help you out a little bit here.
Right, just focus on the batter.
Okay, stretch and the pitch. Off speed hop. And that's going to be a ball. I believe we got a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
That's correct.
Runners on first and second. Shortstop goes back to the regular depth. Tries to bunt again, and he bunts it foul way over the backstop. Makes it no balls and 2 strikes. Or 1 ball and 2 strikes, excuse me. Well, what do you do here, Caleb? I mean, you know, do they try to bunt here on this third, this 1 and 2 count, or does he swing away?
Swing away.
I think so, being your power hitter in the 4th spot. And he was swinging. Good call.
Kind of surprising me for your 4-man in lineup to be bunting.
Exactly. I was very interesting strategy though by the coach for Charlton. Obviously, you know, he's going to pull out all the stops today. Stretch and pitch. There's a ball to the second baseman, second and short for 1 on to first. There's the pitcher's best friend, the double play. And just like that, we have 2 outs, and boy, that's huge, Caleb, if we can hold them to 1 run here.
Yes, it is, Mr. And you called it right off.
Hey, I'm glad that they heard my order here. Those of you just joining us, the Trojans got in a little first inning trouble. Runners on first and second. Base hit, drove in a run, put runners at the corners. Scored a run. Then we had runners on first and second just then, and a double play. So 1-0 Charlton. Left-handed batter KJ Williams coming up. And let's see, Ian on the regular windup. No stretch on that with a runner off third. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. I know the sun's not out right now, Caleb, but it is a nice, comfortable night for baseball.
It is.
Swing fouled off over the bleachers around the left field side.
A lot of people say, you know, a nice, sunny, 85, 90-degree day is a good day for baseball, but also when it's cloudy, it's also a good day for baseball.
I love it. It's cloudy and cool, but as long as it doesn't rain on us. Swinging and a miss on a good pitch. And that's strike 2, I believe it is. I have a little trouble seeing the ball and strike count. Caleb's keeping me straight on that. And the wind and the pitch. Ooh, pretty pitch, strike 3. So just like that, the Trojans come out of a rough, what could have been a very disastrous inning, Caleb.
Yes, it could have. Just, you know, like you said, Mr. Deep, we need that pitcher's friend double play.
Exactly.
And we got it, and I believe that's what got us out the inning.
That's it. And so the first inning lasted about 7 minutes, but boy, for a while there, it sure seemed a whole lot longer, didn't it, Caleb?
It did. It could have. This inning could have easily been worse.
Absolutely. You know, maybe we can look at it and say maybe we took Charlton's best shot and survived. Now it's our turn to go up and see what we can do. We want to go ahead and send a shout out, like we say, to all of you that were so kind to look at the website for deepproductionsllc.com. If you haven't had a chance to do that, go to deepproductionsllc.com. You'll see the Dodge County game, a podcast that we've had. And then also we'll be downloading this one or uploading it. Somehow we're going to be loading it.
We're going to put it on the computer.
We're going to put it on the computer and hopefully have it up in a couple of days, hopefully sometime Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Also, Caleb, I understand that we have a podcast scheduled. On Thursday, it's going to be a Final Four preview edition, plus a review of today's game against Charlton County. I mean, right. I hope you'll be able to join us on that day.
Yes, I plan to be there.
And you know, those of you, we're still in the process of building the company a little bit, but the website's up. As we say, www.deepproductionsllc.com and get you all the action. But also, if you go on YouTube and type in for the last game, Dodge County versus Telfair County baseball, you'll be able to get that and the podcast. And in all likelihood, you'll be able, in a couple of days, to be able to type in Charlton versus Telfair and be able to pull it up on the YouTube as well. Bottom of the first inning coming up. And so what we're looking at is Ramsey Hancock coming up to bat. Pitch is a little bit high, 1 ball, no strikes. Again, we're in the bottom of the first inning. Trojans down 1-0. And there looks like a solid base hit by Ramsey. Ball gets by. Center fielder Ramsey going to second. I believe he'll stand up coming into second base. What a great way to start the inning, Caleb.
Mr. Stevie, that was an excellent way, coming in. The term Gallon's pitching today, will kind of get you, thrown off mentally. But, as Ramsey as a freshman comes in confident and gets us a good single.
Absolutely. It looks like there's going to be a pinch runner for Ramsey. Get a little speed on the base pass. Can you tell who that is?
Number 11, Evan Adams.
Evan Adams is coming in. And again, it's good to see to get a hit because this pitcher for Charlton County is their ace, isn't he, Caleb? Or one of the best pitchers. Next batter is Cameo Blankenship. And Evan gets back on second. Pitcher's in his stretch. Looks like Evan's really got a good lead off a second. Ball gets by the catcher, and the runner gets to third. So, nope, they say that he did tip the ball, that it just was fouled off, so he does go back to second. I like this aggressive style starting right off, Caleb.
I do too, Mr. Stephen. I think with this Charlton team, you need to be aggressive from the beginning because if not, you may fall behind and never catch up.
Absolutely. You've got to kind of match them. Pitch, and again, kind of caught Cameo a little just off balance there. Good pitch. Looks like we're in the hole. Is it 0-2?
0-2, correct.
Stretched by the pitcher. A little chopper. That's going to get the runner to third base. Boy, that took a while to come down, but he did get the runner at first. But a fielder's choice with 1 out gets Evan over to third base. So sacrifice fly, base hit, pass ball, lots of ways, but we definitely want to get this runner home.
That's right.
Number 6, Ian Blankenship.
Now the pitcher Gowan, as I understand it, after this pitch, looks like a pretty good pitch on that. Was that a call strike?
One.
That he probably gets stronger as the game goes on, so we better get him early as we can.
Now Ian falls behind 0-2.
So Ian's going to have to be careful. Infield playing just a little bit in, second baseman way in. And he hits to the third baseman. Third baseman's coming home with it, and he's going to be safe. And just like that, he just beat the throw, slid under the tag on that, it looked like.
Very, very close.
Great play, and hey, that was kind of hitting no man's land. I don't
Right.
think he really had a choice. He was broken off the base. Hey, great play. Just like that, Trojans are right back in it. So, did we give, I guess, Ian an RBI on that?
RBI.
Brian Dobson, the hitter, and the 4th spot. 1 ball, no strikes. If you're just joining us, glad to have you aboard. Trojans have come up off the deck in the bottom of the first inning to tie it 1-1. Swing and a miss by Dobson. The throw down to second. He's safe. That was a good hustle play by Ian. In fact, if you go back and when fans have a chance to go back and check this game out, he'll notice that he really kind of ran around and just avoided the tag by staying in the base path, Caleb.
That's right. And, a lot of times the base path it's a topic of discussion.
Right.
What is the base path? And when do you go out of the base path?
Exactly. And, from first to home and home to third, it's a little more defined, but that between the first, second, third, you're right. Pitch in there. I got so excited, I lost the count. What do we got on the count here?
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1-2 in your pitch. Ball hit towards the third baseman. He bobbles it. He's going to try to make a quick throw to first, and he's safe. The third baseman made a rough throw, but the catcher could not dig it out. So It looks like, and double check me on that, Caleb. Did the runner score? I believe on that one. It's hard
I'm not
to
100%
tell.
sure.
We'll see in just a minute. But we do have a runner on first. And again, runner on first and second. Excuse me, that was my mistake on that. I was excited thinking there was somebody on third there. Must have been a ghost rider.
Must have. But it would be nice to have 2 runs.
There you go. Trey Best, get ready to watch my truck. Let's hope he doesn't hit. Let's see if he hits one out but not hit my truck. Trey's been hitting the ball really well here lately. Trey Best, center fielder for the Trojans, sophomore. Got around though, looked like it jammed him on the hands there a little bit, didn't it?
Almost a swing of,
Self-defense, maybe,
right,
yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Again, good productive inning for the Trojans. Looks like we're getting a pinch runner. I'm going to leave it up to Caleb to be able to check and see if he can recognize who the pinch runner is. Number 4.
I believe that is Jalen Clements.
Jalen Clements, it looks like, is at second. Gets a nice lead off of it, the pitch. There is a ground ball to the second baseman, throws to the short, and they get the double play. But I was thinking there was 2 outs anyway, but I must have been a mistake on that. But needless to say, it's 1-1 going to the bottom of the first inning. Trojans had a nice productive inning there, Caleb.
Very nice inning, Mr. Deep. You made a comment of, staying aggressive, and we did, and we've tied the game up.
There you go, absolutely. Again, if anybody is, as you listen to these, if you're enjoying these broadcasts, very soon as we can conduct and finish things as a company with the equipment, we will be looking at sponsors and all. Hopefully we'll get a number in town, be very reasonable, and we're looking forward to getting with a few people to look at sponsoring some of these games. Plus, Caleb, we're looking at a number of community events we hope to host. In fact, we're even looking at doing some things with regards to a couple of out-of-town events as well. So we got a lot coming up here very, very soon. Trojans getting ready for the for the top of the second inning. Again, as you said, it's a great night for baseball. The sun is not in our eyes.
That's right.
A little cloud cover, but it's keeping the weather nice and cool. Don't believe it's going to rain. I haven't had a chance to check AccuWeather tonight.
I don't believe it is. Better chance for Friday.
There you go. That's what I've heard. Just looking there, looks like there's some other fans out here in the outfield as well.
That's right.
Kind of checking out to be able to watch the ball game. And it's nice to be out here in the outfield seats a little bit.
It is.
I think John has the best view up there with the camera on that big stand up that way.
The shortstop, number 2, Tyler Chester.
Looks like Tyler Chester, the shortstop's coming up to bat. And again, in looking at just a quick technical situation, Caleb, just looking at it, it does look like we're recording there, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. We're still getting used to the equipment.
That's right.
All right, Ian Blankenship back on the mound, getting ready to start inning number 2. The shortstop, I believe they said Tyler Chester coming up. Ian Blankenship getting ready. The wind and the pitch. Good hard fastball, swing and a miss. Again, we got an enthusiastic bunch in the Charlton dugout. Ooh, just missed the corner on that, Caleb.
Look good from here.
I was going to say, we got a good view from here now. Wind and the pitch coming up. Oh, nice off speed. Pretty close, wasn't it?
Close again, yes.
That's one job I wouldn't want to have, is the umpire's job, because
Me either.
that is rough.
You hear everybody's opinion in that.
There you
in those
go.
shoes.
There's a high fly ball. Looks like the first baseman is calling everybody off. Nice catch by the first baseman. So if you're scoring that at home, I believe, what would that be, an F3?
F3.
That's the only time when the F is good, I think.
Yes.
As far as the grade.
Grade not so good.
There you go. 1 out. Trojans, nice play. Got a good start to this second inning. Ian Blankenship kicks and fires. There is a ground ball to the third baseman, scooped up. Nice play. And just like that, there's 2 quick outs. And again, maybe we had to get over a few first inning jitters maybe there.
I believe so.
Or maybe it was just some good playing by Charlton at the start.
That's right. I may be wrong, Mr. D, but you just a lot of times it's the Charlton factor.
Yeah, that's true. And
Charlton factor.
They're very competitive in all sports. They always have been. But one of the nice things we've been talking about lately over the last couple of years is really Telfair has, over the last 2 or 3 years, consistently been making playoffs in just about all sports. And to be honest with you, Caleb, it doesn't show any signs of letting up, but a lot of hard work by the coaches and the players in all sports. Shows
Let's
that
continue to rise.
That's it. Another pitch, I believe that was a ball. On the count, is that a 2-0 count at this point?
3-0.
3-0, okay. Ian going to try to come back and get him here. I imagine he'd be taking on this pitch. Let's see. And he was, and he walked. So we'll go down towards the bottom of the order. I believe it's Tyler Beckham. I got my starting lineup right there. I got old Tyler's name.
That's right.
Name down, excuse me. Okay, Ian goes to the stretch. Let's go ahead and get him out of Ian. We don't want to face the top of that order right now.
No, we don't.
There's a long fly ball. Just misjudged by Trey Best. The ball gets by him. He gets the ball, throws it in. Looks like the runner's going to try to score. We're going to have a play at the plate. He is going to be safe. I throw just a little bit off on that. That was a tough play for Trey to be able to make because that ball was like a sinking liner, wasn't it, Caleb?
It was, and during you have the runner on your mind to it during that, and it's tough, just like you said.
It is. It is. I'll let the professor come up with the official scoring on that one, whether it's a hit or an EA. Runner on second, 2-1 Charlton here in the second inning. Good pitch on the inside corner. As Mitch Baxter is back up to plate. Mitch walked his first time up. There's 2 outs, runner on second. Pitched a little bit inside, kind of trying to get him off the plate. It looks like Mitch is kind of crowding the plate, not to Ian's satisfaction, trying to back him up a little bit. Runner takes his lead off of second. Nice pitch by Ian. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I believe the sounds behind us like some of the truckers may be coming to join us here. And strike 3 gets out of the inning without any further damage. So we have 1 run scored by Charlton. And at the end of 1.5 innings, the score, Charlton 2, Trojans 1. And again, Trojans are going to come up and see what we can do here. Caleb?
Exactly, Mr. D. During the second inning, we need a big inning from the Trojans again.
Absolutely.
Need to add some insurance runs.
Absolutely. Try to get a few, and let's see if we can get ahead. Caleb, one of the things just to ask you a little bit is we have a couple of minutes. Are you looking forward to the start of Major League Baseball coming up?
Mr. Deep, I'm looking forward to it. I believe, maybe our Braves may not be what we want them to be this year, but still going through some growing pains. But I'm excited as a Braves fan, but I'm also excited as just a Major League Baseball fan.
I mean, just day after tomorrow, we're looking at, I think, is it tomorrow opening day? I know the Braves start on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
If I understand right, everybody will start Thursday.
Cincinnati is usually the traditional first game.
Right.
of the year. The Braves, I think, open at home
Home
against,
this
is
year.
it Philadelphia?
Philadelphia, that's right.
One of the things that I'm excited about with the Braves, I was reading an article by Bill Shanks with the Macon Telegraph, and does a great job reporting. And he says the Braves have a lot of young arms, so we're going to get a chance to see some of them this year, Caleb.
We will. And also a young outfielder who is supposed to be really, really good, and as also
Oh, Ronald Acuna.
that's
That
right.
guy is phenomenal in the spring, and hey, we look forward to seeing him late April, early May, it sounds like.
So we can have him at least a extra year contract-wise.
Absolutely. First pitch to the Trojan batters, a strike on the inside corner. I believe that's Noah Harrelson. Noah, again, does a great job in the field. And in fact, Noah's one of these two sports guys, I believe, at least two. I know that he plays football as well as baseball. Looked like he wanted to bunt, pulled it back, got a ball. If you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the second inning, 2-1. There's a hit, is it depth to the second baseman? Makes a routine play to first. Those of y'all scored at home, I believe that's about 4-3
4-3. Correct.
on the put out. So one quick out. Again, Harrison Wood coming up.
Shortstop, number 1, Harrison Wood.
And there's a quick delivery. I don't believe he hardly gave Harrison time to get in the box, did he?
He didn't. Gowan changes speeds a lot of times.
I was going to say, on a pitcher like that, when he gets the ball, it's like, okay, I'm ready to throw it. You kind of wonder if there's a strategy for the batter to step out to take a second or what. Little sidearm delivery there, almost a little submarine pitch, a little bit low. Harrison staying in there, 1-2. And it looks like he went, pardon me, on the strike count there. Gowan sits and delivers. That looks like it was
Fair ball.
That is a fair ball down the first base line. It goes down to a hit, so Harrison Wood with a solid single to right. And Trojans are in business. I believe Bryce Yawn will be coming up to bat.
Number 9, Bryce Young.
Mr. Deep, make a quick comment on the speed of how the pitcher goes throughout his game.
Right.
In my opinion, the best way to change that is to periodically maybe call time, step out, take a minute for
Ooh, and I
yourself.
believe that just hit Bryce in the back. Bryce is fine. Tell you what, though, that's going to leave a little sting mark on you because that looked like a pretty hard thrown ball. Bryce looks good, like he's okay. First base coach checking on him. And the Trojans are back in business with one out. We have runners on first and second, only one out. I believe Dobson is your batter. Is that correct, Caleb?
That's correct. Jared Dobson now at bat.
Into the stretch. Pitch is a little bit low. 1 ball, no strike count. Shortstop and second are back. A little bit of they may want to try double play depth. We'll see. Pitch in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners for the Trojans taking a conservative lead. Let's see how far off they get. Yeah, just a little bit of lead off the base. And the runner's going for third. And there was a bunt. Beautiful, beautiful bunt down the first base line. Nicely executed by Jared.
Very nice to be able to advance the runners now over to second and third. Jared done his job, Mr.
He
Deep.
did a great job. And I believe Ramsey Hancock is coming up and in the first inning, I believe. I'll have to double check. That's why I need the professor here. But I believe he started off the game with a hit.
Yes, he did. And advanced to second on an error.
Exactly. Base hit here could plate 1, maybe 2 runs, put us back in the lead. If you're just joining us, 2-1. Charlton with the lead and the pitch. Runners take their lead. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. And right now, Ramsey's in the hole. Ramsey's doing what you said, Caleb. Take a quick timeout. He needs to really protect the plate here. The wind and the pitch. And he struck out, but the Trojans leave 2 on. But again, Trojans are only down by 1, 2-1 as we get ready to start the top of the 3rd inning. And I'm having to kind of keep up with a little time on these innings as we edit it a little bit when we get to our other games, and we get more. I'll be doing this without having to tell everybody what I'm doing when they hear the rest of the pages.
That's all right, Mr. D. We're still working out our wrinkles.
There you go, and boy, do I have a lot of them. And I'm not talking about the computer either. Hey, a couple of things that we just want to mention here, Caleb, as far as this game. 2-1 game, and it's a tight one as you would expect. The power rankings came out, I believe it was earlier today, and from what I can tell, again, I'm still a novice, still working with it. Charlton, it looks like, was tied for number 2 in the state with a 12-2 record in the power rankings. Telfair was number 6 with a 15-5, and if you look at it, boy, this region we're in is extremely tight.
Very tight, Mr. Deep, and I don't know the whole region of single A. Just single A as a whole, but I would put this region 2 single A. I would put it up against really with any other single A team in the state of Georgia.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at it, Charlton and Irwin, are both, I believe, tied at number 2 in the power rankings with Charlton 12-2, Irwin 14-3. Telfair, hey, number 6 at 15-5. Wilcox is 8-5 and ranked number 17, so they're on the cusp of being right up there with them. And even Clinch is 11-6. I mean, these are 5 teams all with good winning records, and so this is a dogfight with this region, Caleb.
The saying goes, the proof is in the pudding.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, it's a very competitive group of teams we have. Top of the 3rd inning coming up. And double check me up there. Is that the pitcher batting, I believe now, Caleb?
Yes,
I believe that's Jack Gowan. First time up, I believe he had a sacrifice. Again, this is a key inning for the Trojans if we can come through this one with no run scoring. Heart of the order, great pitch by Ian, just reared back and through. That's one of those that was just kind of went whooshing by you where you couldn't hardly tell what was going on. Great pitch. Delivery comes. A little bit high. He's definitely getting some smoke on that ball. I believe we could hear the ball hit the mid out here, didn't we? Ian takes a stand, looks in for his sign, gets it and goes. Ball bounced up there a little bit, no harm done, nobody on base. Update us on the count there, Caleb. What have we got?
Now at a 2-2 count.
2 balls and 2 strikes. This would be the pitch you'd want to try to get him on. Wind and delivery. Long flies that.
Out of play.
Hooking foul. Again, I have to rely on Caleb a little bit because from my vantage point, I'm looking at the field and you're looking at the monitor a little bit and both, so you're able to see them both a little bit. Check that one out for me, Caleb. Ball gets by the center fielder, it looks like, or barely, and he's going to stand up with a double. That was a hard one to catch, though, Caleb.
It was, Miss Deep, and, I know I sound like I'm making an excuse for Trey, but a little cloudy. A little cloudy, but Trey made a good attempt and just fell down for a single. No correction, excuse me. He made it second, so double.
Yeah, I believe what I thought I was thinking at first it was a single because they just got a pinch runner in, Caleb. All right, so we're in trouble again. We've run into a little trouble each inning, but we've come out of it with a very minimum amount of damage. Let's hope we can do that again here. Ian from the stretch. High fly, looks like to the infield. And I
The catch was
believe
made.
Ian made the catch, if I'm not mistaken. That's correct. Great play. And boy, that helps to get that out. Looks like there's an official's timeout. And while we have that timeout, let's see if they're going to check Ian for just a minute, or
I think just give him a moment to, because when he caught the ball, he fell on the ground. So
exactly.
Looks like they're just giving a moment.
Kind of a second to recover a little bit. Well, just a reminder, on Thursday, Caleb, we'll be doing a little podcast.
Right.
The Saturday Sports Talk is moving to Thursday.
Moving to Thursday.
We hope to
That's right.
have that. I guess we could, still call it the SST, but I'm not sure how what those letters would mean. But we're looking forward to talking about the results of this game and the Final Four for about an hour topic that hopefully be uploaded before the Final Four, so you can kind of get your little Final Four fix before the game start on Saturday.
I don't think we have to worry about the brackets anymore.
No, mine got busted week 1. There is a bouncer through the hole to the left fielder. The runner's going to try to score. We got to play throwing home, and he does score. And the runner advances to the second on the score, making it a 3-1 ball game. And just like that, in the third inning, Trojans are down by 2, 3-1. That was one of those C&I singles just between the shortstop and the third baseman. Left-handed batter, KJ Williams, I believe, got out his first time up. Dangerous left-handed hitter. Runner on second, Ian back in the stretch of the pitch. He bunts it, nice bunt back to the pitcher. He's got one play to first. And I believe he got him, didn't he?
He did.
And then the throw back to third, he was back, so he's safe. So we did get the out on the sacrifice. Boy, though, Caleb, that was a bang-bang play at first.
It was very close, and I was beginning to second guess myself because the umpire made he made the out call kind of late.
Right, I was going to say, it looked like you called it before he did here. Great job, though. All right, the batter is Tyler Chester, I believe it is. Again, runner on third base, 3-1. Again, if we could hold them to just that one run here in the third inning. Nice pitch by Ian. One of the things we've watched Ian in all 3 different sports, with wrestling, baseball, and football, he is a competitor, Caleb.
He's very competitive, and
nice pitch.
Also, with the single A, you rarely have a one sport athlete in single A.
Right.
9 times out of 10, you play multiple sports.
And that's with school population, but with Ian, he has had a great career and still is having a good one as a senior. What a pretty pitch, and we get out of the inning. And again, Caleb, take us down out of this inning. What's the score here?
3-1, going to the bottom of the third.
Sounds good. Quick moving game. Now, what we have to do is to try to get a couple of runs, and let's get back in this thing here. I would imagine TJ on the radio side of things is not a happy camper right now.
I wouldn't say so. He's probably mighty quiet at this time.
Well, you don't have to guess with him. As with some of the announcers, you can tell pretty easy, or sometimes it's hard to tell with some of them, but with our partner on the radio side, you can pretty well tell how he feels on that. Again, we're going to the bottom of the third. And again, Trojans down by 2, 3-1. We're glad you're joining us on this nice and cool but comfortable Tuesday afternoon here at the ballpark. Trojans have a pretty good sized fan, and Charlton brought a few fans with them today, but Caleb, you've made that trip. That's a long ride from Folkestone all the way to McRae and back and forth.
Mr. Deep, that is a very long ride. It's, It's almost like, traveling about an hour or two down into Florida and
Exactly.
turning around and coming back to McRae.
That's it, and without benefit of seeing the ocean.
That's right.
That's right. So, but yeah, hey, but down in Folkestone, when we go down there and visit, as far as the press box and the media down there, there's some good people down there. Very nice. They always treat us well, and hopefully we're doing the same up here, which I know that we are. I know TJ loves the announcers down at Charlton. The couple of guys that he knows, I can't remember their names, but always treat him well. All right, we're coming to the bottom of the third inning.
Cameo starts off with a ball low. 1-0 count.
Pitch. Swing and a miss there. I tell you, this guy that's pitching for Charlton, again, Galvin, boy, he mixes his pitches up well, doesn't he?
He does.
There is a hit. Shortstop makes a nice play, convenient hop. Throws him out at first. I thought for one brief moment it might get through there, Caleb.
Me too. It came off his bat really well, but shortstop made a good play, ranging to his right, and then turn around, made a good throw over to first.
Number 6, Ian Blankenship.
Ian Blankenship coming up. Nice pitch. Love to see a little long ball come into play pretty soon here for the Trojans. String together a few base hits, get a long
right.
ball.
And I believe Ian was trying to fulfill that for you there.
It looked that way. He had a big cut at that first pitch. 1-1 strike count here in the bottom of the third inning. Trojans down by 2, but a long way to go. Nice pitch by Gowan. Good swing by Ian. Just missed it. Down in the count. 1-2 strikes. There's a hit to the third baseman. He gets in front of it. Throws to first. 5-3 on the putout. And just like that, our first 2 batters are out. One of the things with Ryan coming up here, I wonder sometimes when you see him in the major leagues and the pitcher has just batted, sometimes the next batter takes his time getting up there,
right.
Take a pitch to give the pitcher a little bit of a rest. Ryan took on that pitch.
A lot of strategy goes into it, Mr. D.
Absolutely. There is a base hit.
Back up the middle.
Nice hit by Ryan. And runners have the runner on first base with the potential tying run coming to the plate, and Trey Bess. And again, this would be nice for Trey to have one. Trey's hit the ball very well this year. In the last game that we broadcast against Dodge, had a couple of hits, hit it solidly. Swing and a miss on that first pitch. I think he was expecting fastball on that one.
I believe so. And, you're right, Mr. D. Trey started off a little slow at the beginning of the season, but he's really came around these past probably 4 or so games.
He has. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Right off the bat, he's down in the count. Trey takes a second. Gets set, pitcher's in his stretch and delivery. Good eye by Trey. 1-2 strikes, I believe it is.
That's correct.
And let's see. Did it hit him? It did, just on the inside part. And so just like Trey doesn't look like he's suffering any ill effects of that.
He's probably proud to be at first.
I was going to say he's glad, and I don't think it hurt him a bit. This is a big at-bat for Noah. We have runners on first and second, I believe, with 2 outs. It's definitely going to take a nice hit here. Ball was low, 1 ball, no strikes. Would love to see Noah hit one in the gap between the left and center field to go off field on this one. They could run forever. Strike.
A good stand-up double would be very good.
Oh, absolutely. Get a couple of runs home. Noah's at the plate, and he's thinking like I was, trying to go opposite field. but it hits off the bleachers out of play. So I believe he's down in the count. Caleb?
Yes, that'll be right. So that'll put him at a 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Excuse me.
All righty. 1 ball, 2 strikes count. Noah's ready. The pitcher delivers. Got him on an inside pitch. He couldn't let up on that. That was a good pitch. So the Trojans leave 2 men on base. We're at the end of 3 innings. And your score, Charlton still clinging to a 3-1 lead as we go to the top of the 4th inning. And Trojans getting ready, hopefully, to hold them right where they're at. Getting ready to start the top of the 4th. Just a couple of things. Heard old Rex Conley up there on the PA today. Rex always does such a great job.
Does a very good job with.
And when Rex isn't here, don't you know somebody that I believe actually helps with the PA a little bit up there, Caleb? You related to that person?
I believe I am. Is my mama.
There you go. We'll give a shout out to Selena up there.
She does a good job as well.
She does a great job as a PA and also technical director for the radio, as TJ says.
That's right.
And then also, of course, we want to thank John Deep, who's not only the cameraman, but he set up the equipment. You know, we used to tease on the radio about the boys in the truck.
Well, we do have them now.
Yeah, we got a truck, and he's not in it. He's on top of it with that camera. So this is going to be kind of an interesting thing to try to look at and see. I tell you what, you know.
A lot of exciting times, Mr. Deep.
Oh, listen, we're very excited about this new business, and like I say, we're very happy to be able to bring a lot of the games to the people of Telfair and surrounding area, and people that can't make it to the games. People who live out of town want to see relatives playing. You know, did you just get a text from one of our radio broadcast partners?
I did. It was Jacob. He was mainly wanting to know how are things going out this way.
Well, great. There's a long fly ball. Is it going to be, just by the left field of Bryce Young. Bryce is hustling to get it. Looks like he's going to have 2. And so, again, boy, that was a tough one to try to catch. So we got a double there. And what we may do, Caleb, if you want to, is we can switch out if one of them will come down here.
Okay.
And then if you'll go up there, and then the other one can come down, and me and you can go do a little radio.
Okay. All right.
We'll kind of get over there in shifts. They can do a little
Sounds good.
of the computer if they want to, a little of this cast.
Sounds good.
Runner on second. Nobody out. Again, I'll tell you, they have really tried, and Charlton's done a good job of it today, trying to sacrifice and move those runners closer in the scoring position. I think they know that when the Trojan bats come alive, just how it can be.
Right. Yeah. And you know, and going from last season, it's a different approach from Charlton.
It is very much so. Off-speed pitch, boy, that was close. Just missed.
And Mr. Deep, quick comment. You know, also, I mean, it makes me think. You know, do they have a lot of speed this year? Reason they're bunting.
Absolutely. You know, and they probably, it looks like they do. Another bunt attempt. Okay, the umpire looked like he called a strike, but that was not a foul off the bat like I thought it was. So the runner does go to third, so he'll probably be swinging away here.
Excuse me, Mr.
Go
Deep,
ahead, that's fine.
I would have to agree because looking off the computer screen here, it appeared to, 2 foul off his bat.
Ian now goes to the regulars. Wind and pitch. Got him on a strikeout. Great pitch by Ian. First out of the inning.
Ian hit a few bumps through the first inning, but he stayed consistent through the last 3.
He has. He's done a great job. See if we can keep that runner stranded on third. There's a pop-up. It looks like that's out of play. Ian ahead in the count. You notice on the infielders there, Caleb, it looks like that the shortstop and second baseman are playing a little bit in, so that if there is a sharp grounder, they can hopefully throw that runner out, hold him at third. Nice pitch again by Ian. I thought from this vantage point it might have been a little low, but I believe they called that one a strike. Good pitch, great placement. Wide in the pitch. Nice one. Ian is really bearing down. That's 2 strikeouts in a row.
Very big to have 2 strikeouts with a runner on third, Mr. Deep.
And they go back to the top of the order. Mitch Baxter is going to be the batter here. Hopefully we can get out of this by the shortstop. Nice catch, and hey, I don't believe we gave up a run on that one,
I
did we?
don't believe so.
All right, so runner stranded at third. The leadoff double didn't do any damage, so just like that, we're going to the middle of the 4th inning, and the score is still the Trojans down 3-1. Caleb, do you want me, or would you want to go to the radio side? It doesn't matter either one.
I'll go, Mr. Deep.
Okay, that'll be. I'll tell you what. Why don't you and Jacob do a little bit of do this here? I'll go up and relieve Jacob for a couple of minutes, and then.
You know, Mr. Deep.
Oh, okay, Caleb, that's fine. Go ahead.
I was coming here to join you and also deliver some news. Mike said that somewhere around either top of the 5th or mid 5th that he would come out here and want to join us for a minute.
Sounds good. What we could do is. Middle of the 5th, I'll head on up to the radio side, send Mike out this way, and then top of the 7th, if you'll come on back, and then that way we can get y'all set up for the post-game show up that way.
Sounds good.
Or either Mike, either one.
Sounds good.
Taking care of housekeeping here. Jacob, just want to say that we were very fortunate when we got the website started yesterday. We've had close to 200 hits on the website already as it started. And then on the YouTube, we've had over close to 70 people have already viewed a replay of the Dodge County game versus Telfair. Cool. The podcast has already had the first one, over 30 on the YouTube, hadn't checked on the computer. So I think people of Telfair are kind of interested in what we're doing here, guys.
Oh, without a doubt, Mr. Deep. And Caleb was the one that showed me that the podcast had been uploaded. And, of course, Caleb and I are one of the 20 to 30 viewers. I rewatched it. And yet again, like I told Mike up there, I said I had a blast doing it and I had a blast watching it. Last time I checked, like you said, it was around 30 views. It was around 20, 22, 23 once I got to it.
Exactly. And like I say, you know, from these, just like ball players, you study the tapes you want to learn, and there's some good things we did and things we're going to work on a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And keep it going. There's another pitch as the batter for Telfair is up there. I believe, is that Harrison Wood batting now?
I believe so, yes.
Jacob?
It is.
Bounces it back to the pitcher. Over to first for the first out. And I'm glad you're here. You can kind of help keep the score because my little score sheet just hadn't been doing too good.
My score sheet does kind of look similar to yours, believe it or not.
Oh, mine's a mess sometimes, I tell you what.
Mike and I were talking up there, Mr. Deep, that the thing about it is that even though we are behind 3-1, I mean, the thing about it is we're playing small ball. I mean, instead of racking up the Ks, we're putting the ball in play.
High fly to the outfielder. The right fielder almost misjudged it, but came back in, made a good catch. You're right. Well, one of the things is, even though we're down 3-1 at this point, you know, we've gotten in trouble consistently in these first 4 innings, but yet have kept the damage to a minimum against a team like Charlton. You know, when you give up a couple of base hits, couple of errors, you know, you're lucky just to be down by 2, and we've got a great chance to come back. But tell me what you know about this pitcher for Charlton. He's a great pitcher, it looks like.
Yeah, he sure is, and of course, whenever you head up there toward the radio table, you'll get a better look at it. I mean, Gowan, he's a great pitcher. I think he is a senior this year. I'd have to check on that. But, I mean, he's coming at us from 3 different arm angles.
Exactly.
I mean, he's got some great – I mean, his slider, it's just literally got a big break on it. Curveball, pretty much 12-6, like dropping off of a table. And he's got velocity to spare.
You know, I just noticed, we'll check after this pitch. Ball on the count. Again, one of the things I noticed watching him on one play, I looked like he almost threw a sinker. He had a low sidearm delivery. I thought, where'd that come from?
And as you can see on this pass pitch, I mean, he's literally putting everything behind it. He almost fell throwing that pitch.
Exactly. One of the things we were talking earlier about Ian today is that Ian, boy, he has a strong competitive fire. It doesn't matter what the situation is. He's going to stay right on it, and just like a bulldog, he ain't going to let go. There's a swing and a foul ball.
You know, Mr. Deep.
That's all right. I've been called worse than the professor.
Mike and I were discussing during the pregame, comparing the pitching matchup today, and I told him that if you want to look at it from pure velocity, basically the two don't really compare as good as the bulldog mentality. I said the velocity advantage is going to go Gowan, of course, because to me he's more seasoned. He racks up more Ks. It's just he's more noticed because of how fast he can throw. But if you look at the Bulldog mentality, ice in the veins, there is no.
It's not a real comparison.
I mean, there's not a real comparison to it.
Ian, boy, he's on it. Trojan's got a runner on first on a walk, swing and a miss. Are we back to the top of the order?
We are. We're back at Ramsey Hancock.
Pitch. Boy, he changed speeds on that one. Runner on first for the Trojans. 1 out, I believe it is. You might double check me on that, I believe. We got an out.
We do. We have 2 outs.
Okay, and unfortunately made that 3 out. Sorry about that. We got a little carried away on some of the talk, but the Trojans come away with no runs on that inning. So we're going at the end of 4. Trojans are down by a 3-1 count. And what we're looking at here is getting ready for the top of the 5th. Tell you what, Jacob, if you want to handle the play-by-play a little bit, I'll step on up to the radio side for a minute. We'll see if we can get the professor down here for an inning or 2.
All right.
And then we'll go from there. I may have to, though, cheat a little bit and steal some of his notes here as we go. Be right back, but again, take it away there, Jacob, and we'll be back in just a few moments.
Of course, Mr. D, have fun up there while up there at the North Pad.
There you go.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
gonna see.
Coming into the top of the 5th, as we said at the end of that inning, 3-1, Charlton, your Trojans do trail. Like Mr. Deep said, I mean, of course, we could be way more behind. We're playing some small ball. Ian's doing a great job of limiting the damage, and just he's out there fight. He's out there putting up a big fight. And as Mr. Deep said, I'll be joined by the professor in just a second. Mike hasn't had a chance to come out here and join us on this side of the fence. He's been up there writing his hand off with his notes. Mike does a great job of keeping the notes. Mike is the professor for a reason. He has earned that nickname.
Top of the 5th inning for Charlton. Indians pitcher, number 17, Trevor Knowles.
Leading off me, number 17, Trevor Knowles. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Trevor Knowles has, I know, at least 1 hit on this afternoon. Ian gets ready. Popped up, and that'll be out of play over there by Jimmy Clark softball field. Ball way up. Count even at 1-1. Ramsey calls time. Gonna go out there and take a visit to Ian, trying to get on the same page. Kind of slow things down. Ian steps back on the rubber. Back to normal action. Pitch coming. Just a bit low. I will have to say that this home plate umpires gave some favorable calls. I mean, he's being pretty consistent. Some have been iffy. Swing, foul ball straight back toward the concession stand. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a 2-2 count, I believe. Pitch coming. Popped up again. And out of play. Knowles is making Ian work. To be honest, it's actually been on both sides. I mean, both of our hitters have made the pitchers work today. hard to hit into left field. Bryce will field it and make the throw in. Putting that down in the books as a single by Knowles. In just a couple of seconds, I will be joined by the professor once again. Jack Gowan, Charlton's pitcher for today, will be up at the plate now. Ian pitching from the stretch. Swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch by Ian. That'll get through the left field again. Bryce will field it and throw it in. The umpire falls and still makes the call. Knowles will be safe at third. Mike, long time no see.
Yeah. So,
Whatever you want to do, is it headset or big mic?
good to be here, Jacob. And,
Different view, huh?
no doubt about it. Trojans down 3-1 here. And Charlton is threatening here with runners on the corners here, nobody out. Back-to-back singles from Trevor Knowles and Jack Gowan. 6 hits on the day for the Indians. Pitch from Ian, misses high. Runner will go and give him a stolen base there as Gowan in safely. And now the Indians really threatening Jacob, runners on second and third.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. And me and Mr. Deep were also talking about a while ago before you joined us is that we've done a good job of getting ourselves out of trouble. He made the point that we could be further behind, but Ian has done a good job of managing himself up there on the mound, and the defense has been behind him. We're only down 2. We still have a good shot to come back. But as of right now, just like you said, they are threatening, and Ian's got to put in just a little bit more work here to try to end this inning.
Yeah, you've got to hold the margin here, no doubt about it. Fastball misses high there. If you're just joining us, I've come over from radio over to the YouTube broadcast. Telfair trailing Charlton 3-1 here. Swing and a miss there. So
That right there was just a good heater, Mike.
So the count, 2 balls, 1 strike here. Pitch from Ian. Fly ball to center. Trey, and it will get down for a hit there. And that'll score. Nope, check that. Trey makes the catch.
Yeah,
so I could not tell.
I was about to say, it looked like Trey made the catch.
So Gilliard, give Gilliard a sacrifice fly and an RBI as Trevor Knowles comes in to score and gives the Indians a 4-1 lead there. Gowan moving over to third on the sacrifice fly as well. So 1 out here. And imported here, now down by 3. Trojans really have got to hunker down here. I'll borrow that Larry Munson term.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Mike. Of course, we're all Bulldog fans here. We can steal the hunker down phrase.
High fly ball to left. Left fielder. Oh, an outstanding. Did he hold on to it?
He did. Nice.
Cameo Blankenship. No, apparently he did not.
Oh.
Thought for a moment he might have, but I guess as he hit the wall, the ball came out. How are we going to score that?
Well,
it was a tough play.
It is. I mean, I honestly thought he came up with it, Mike. I mean, the ball must have come out on impact. I mean, did he hit the wall or fall?
He may have actually. I believe he probably may have hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to have to score that a triple.
I'd probably say triple, yeah.
So give Williams a triple and an RBI, and now definitely trouble for the Trojans as they trail 5-1. There's a high fly ball
Cameo
This time
will make the
caught
catch.
by Blankenship, yeah. And that will retire the side, but not before the Indians add to their lead, plating 2 more runs to take a 5-1 lead here.
And of course, Rex does need to add a run to the scoreboard.
Yes.
But aside from that, Mike, right now the Trojans do need to come in and get some hot bats here. I mean, we were doing a good job in the first inning. We struck first, and then it seems like that we kind of eased up a little bit. We come in here and Gowan kind of got himself set, and just kept on chugging along. But if the Trojans can come in here and get 3 runs, possibly take the lead, I mean, at the minimum, the Trojans need to tie this game.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and they've got to really step it up now as we are trailing 5-1. I'll update the line score for you through 4.5 complete here as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Charlton 5 runs on 7 hits. They've committed 2 errors and left 5 on base. And Jacob, how about for the Trojans?
And the Trojans, after 4, have got 1 run on 3 hits, 2 errors, and have stranded 6 runners.
Yep, so that line score brought to you courtesy of Deep and Deeper Cleaning. So as always, I know we're over on the TV side right now, but as always, thanks to the fine sponsors of Trojan Baseball, Coca-Cola of McRae, Husqvarna Outdoor Products, First Franklin Financial, Deep and Deeper Cleaning, and Coca-Cola of McRae.
Bring us the bottom of the field for Telfair. Trojans right fielder number 15, Cameo.
And Cameo will lead this one off.
So it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 spots for the Trojans here. Cameo Blankenship, Ian Blankenship, and Ryan Dobson trying to stop Gowan's momentum here. That pitch missing away. Oh, nope, call strike actually. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss, and Gowan just rearing back, bringing it now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, he's got a 3-run lead. I mean, his offense has given him some insurance runs, and he's just up there now, just letting it go.
All right, that fastball misses inside and hits Blankenship. Cameo will reach on the hit by pitch. Actually, 3rd hit by pitch today. 3rd Trojan batter hit by pitch. So let's see if the Trojans can do something about it, though, as it'll be Ian Blankenship, the hitter. Blankenship reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st and grounded out to 3rd back in the 3rd. If you're just joining us, Telfair trailing Charlton 4-1 here, 5-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning here at Trojan Field on what is a key region matchup. Trojans need to rally. Pitch over for a strike. No balls, 1 strike here. Gowan the sign, and the pitch. That misses away. Runner got a little too far off first. Catcher throws in behind at first, but Blankenship back in safely. 0-1 the count here. No outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Trojans trailing 5-1. The pitch from Gowan popped up. It will reach the seats.
And Mike, today has truly been a day of the foul ball by all means.
Yeah.
It's like I made mention while you and Mr. Deep were making the transition between radio and streaming, is that today both pitchers have had to fight. They've really had to put in a lot of work.
Gowan steps off the rubber. Charlton leading Telfair 5-1 here. Trojans need to rally. The Trojans already 2 games behind the Indians in the region standings. If they cannot rally, they would fall 3 games back and would be very difficult for the Trojans to win the region. Now, obviously, still plenty to play from playoff standpoint. An excuse me swing fouled off. So now it'll be 0-2 the count. A lot of chatter from the Charlton players in the outfield, I see. The pitch, grounder to second. Second baseman up, fires over to first, retiring Ian. That goes 4-3 on the putout.
Mike, I was just giving news that we did not realize while we were calling the game is that it is 4-1. Mike, Rex told me that the runner was called out at the plate because he left early.
Okay, we missed that.
Yeah.
So do not give Israel Gilliard then an RBI nor a sacrifice fly.
So I'm guessing he left third before Cameo made that
Okay,
catch.
so that runner is out. Grounder to short, fire over to first, and that will retire the Trojans here. That goes 6-3 on the putout there. Oh, second out, excuse me. Runner does advance over to third, though. So, yep, we have to go back and update that. So if you are just joining me, I've got to correct. So, well, actually, you may have joined me a moment ago. I have to correct something.
Yeah, I have to correct now, but remind me what Ian did.
Ian grounded out to short. Pitch, grounder to the back to Gowan. He'll throw over to first. 1-3 put out. Retires the Trojan threat here in the fifth. So, as we go to the top of the sixth inning, it is Charlton County 4, Telfair 1. Trojans need to hold that margin. This is Trojan Baseball on Deep Productions.
And also, Mike, remind me, I had to catch up my book here. Ryan also, he grounded out to, who did he ground out to? Shortstop.
6-3.
And Mike, to do some promotion for what's coming up, we'll have another sports talk show from the bank at Thursday at 5. And also, one thing that I made mention earlier while we were doing the radio broadcast is that one thing we could talk about some more Georgia sports, but also flip the sport. Instead of talking about G-Day like we did on Saturday, talk about the softball and baseball team. Both of those teams are on a tear right now.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And looking forward to seeing how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to update my book here.
And this is just some in-between halves of the inning sports talk. Here you got the softball team just basically going on a tear right now, one of the nation's top teams right now. And the Georgia baseball team coming off a weekend sweep of the South Carolina Gamecocks, pretty much a baseball powerhouse every year. I mean, they have kind of fallen off from what they were, but they're still a good baseball team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And hopefully the Dogs can build off of that and keep going. All right, we have
13.
Back to who is the hitter here for Cole Giddens, I believe.
I believe so. 15. No, I thought
Number
that was
15, Cole Giddens, the second baseman for Charlton. Giddens with ground out. There's a liner down the left field line. That will get down in the corner. Looks like that will be a stand-up double for Giddens. Second double on the day. Back-to-back doubles. And Charlton starts off the top of the sixth with getting the leadoff hitter on with a double. Go ahead.
That right there was just a mistake pitch by Ian. He left it up a little too high, and he was able to line that ball down the left field line.
Yep. It's the 8th hit of the day for Charlton. They have 4 runs on 8 hits. They've committed a couple of errors and left 5. Fastball misses high by Ian. That one of their 4 runs is unearned. For the Trojans, 1 run, 3 hits. They've committed 2 errors. They've left 7 on base, and that 1 run for the Trojans is unearned. That line score update after 5 complete is brought to you by Husqvarna Outdoor Products. It's always a proud sponsor of Trojan Athletics. 2 ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now bunted foul, so
1
ball, 2 strikes here. Real important for Ian right here.
Yeah, it sure is.
Ian from the stretch. The pitch fouled off as the hitter Connor Nelson just gets a piece of that one. Nelson walked back in the second inning, would later come around to score, and then he struck out swinging back in the fourth. The 2-2 from Ian. Breaking pitch. Actually, I call that a changeup. Misses. So 3-2 the count. Trojans trailing 4-1. The payoff pitch from Ian. Fastball. Fouled back into the screen. And Jacob, we've seen him go to the breaking ball a couple of times today in key situations. Are we going to see that here?
You know, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, he was able to get a key out in the earlier innings with a breaking ball.
He does go.
He does go with that breaking ball. It was.
And called strike 3.
Mm-hmm.
So a big strikeout there for Ian as he gets Nelson looking. And it'll be Tyler Beckham, the hitter, the number 9 hitter, the third baseman. Beckham with reaching on an error back in the second inning and struck out swinging back in the fourth. Fastball from Ian misses low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Charlton leading 4-1 here in the top of the 6th at Trojan Field. Ground ball to short. Harrison Wood not going to bobbles it, kicks away from him, and the runner will come around to score, and that will make it 5-1 Charlton. Tough play by Harrison.
It was. I mean, it seemed like he was going to be able to get to it, but he just kind of had a little bit of a bobble there, ended up floating into left field.
And that'll be an E6. And score that. That'll be, I believe that you'll have to say that's an unearned run there. So Trojans now down 4 runs and a tough break. Jacob, does that go back to Harrison not having played the shortstop position very often?
Well, you know, it honestly could. I mean, it seems like Harrison is more of your prototypical second baseman, smaller stature and the small frame and all. You put him over at the shortstop position, there's a little bit more of some range that he's got to have. I mean, I'm not doubting his range, it's just he's that prototypical second baseman, really. You put him over there, it's sort of some unfamiliar territory, but he can play the position. It's just how much he's been there.
Yep. Mitch Baxter, the hitter, fastball from Ian, misses, actually over for a strike, so 0-1 the count to Baxter, the left-handed hitter. Pitch over for a strike there as well on the outside corner. Ian took a little off of that one. So 0-2 the count, 1 out. Trojans trail Charlton 5-1. The pitch from Ian. Call strike 3, inside corner. Beautiful pitch there by Ian. Looked like a cutter that time. And just what the doctor ordered there.
And you got that right, Mike. And now it's down to 2 outs now. We need to go ahead and come in and probably score some more runs when we're falling behind. And of course, TJ made the mention of this being a redemption game, and then, of course, I mean, we had a heartbreaking loss down there. We just you can tell that they don't want to lose this one.
All right, Trevor Knowles, the hitter for Charlton, the catcher. High fly ball to right. Right fielder is under it. He has the catch, and that will retire the side. But Charlton adds to their lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Indians lead the Trojans 5-1 here at Trojan Field.
Mike, in your mind, I mean, we've said it over and over, but I mean, what exactly? I mean, if as detailed as you can make it, I mean, you don't have to go all out with it, but what do the Trojans need to particularly do to try to get back in this game?
Right now, you need base runners. Mm-hmm. You can't get up there. right now you're down 4 runs, so the first hitter coming up can't go up there trying to swing for the fences, especially against Gowan. You're going to really play into his hands. You've just got to try to get people on base at this point.
You're right. Couldn't have said it any better. I mean, base runners are key here, and once if you're able to get base runners on here, then you got to be smart. I said this a lot during softball season. ABC. I mean, ABC station and station. I mean, don't try to over-exaggerate it. I mean, if you happen to get off a big hit, have a gapper somewhere or whatever you want to say, and it can able to advance and take that extra base, do it. But, I mean, play it simple. Go one base at a time.
Yep. That's got to be your approach at this point, no doubt. Three costly errors on the day for the Trojans, and that has led to 2 unearned runs for Charlton, and the Indians lead this game 5-1. And as we said, 3 costly errors for the Trojans today, leading to 2 of those Charlton runs. Charlton 5 runs on 8 hits. They have left 6 on base. They've committed 2 errors. Telfair 1 run, 3 hits, 3 errors. They've left 7. And that line score update brought to you by Husqvarna Outdoor Products. All right, for the Trojans here, it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Noah Harrelson, Harrison Wood, and Bryce Young. Got to get those bats going.
You got that right, Mike.
Misses low and away for a ball.
Noah coming into this at bat is 0 for 2 on the day, Mike. Noah's somebody who's really due for a hit.
All right, that pitch over for a strike, so 2 balls. There's a ground ball to second. Throw over to first to retire Noah. That goes 4-3 on the putout. So 1 away here in the 6th. Trojans trailing 5-1. And got to get something going as we are running out of time. It'll be Harrison Wood. Harrison 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a ground out to the pitcher. Gowan with the cutter there. Harrison went, so 0-1 the count here, 1 out. The pitch from Gowan. That misses low and away.
You could tell that Harrison almost offered at it, but he did a good job of keeping those hands back.
Yep, did a good job not going around. So 1-1 the count, 1 out. Fastball misses high and in. Gowan has settled into a groove here. Trojans have got to do something to break that momentum. Whew. And some serious velocity right there. But
you could just hear that glove pop all the way out here.
So 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. And some filthy movement on that one. Downward movement. I don't know if that was a splitter or a sinker or what you'd call it. But from this vantage point, it had the bottom fell out of that pitch.
I'd probably say it really looked more like a sinker. Have Evan Adams come up to hit now, Mike.
All right, so Evan, pinch hit appearance here for Bryce Young with 2 away here. Pitch over for a strike. I believe it's 1-1 the count.
Yes, 1-1.
And the pitch from Gowan, who's working quickly now, just threw that one by Adams. So 1-2 the count. And we talked about Gowan, so tough with those different arm slots. A call, strike 3. And that retires the side for the Trojans. They go quickly here, 3 up, 3 down. So, after the completion of 6 innings, Charlton County leads Telfair 5-1. Trojans in trouble. Right now, though, they got to focus, Jacob, on just keeping this margin at 4 right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Mike. They got to actually just keep. They got to keep it. They got to keep it at 4, and they got to come in here, get 3 quick outs, and come in here and They got to get a good offensive inning cooked up.
Yeah, let's update the line score here. I'll let you do the honors on that. Update the line score after 6 innings complete.
After 6 innings, Charlton is coming in with 5 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, and a stranded 6 runners. And the Trojans coming in 1 run, 3 hits, 3 errors, and 7 stranded runners.
And that line score update is brought to you courtesy of First Franklin Financial.
And Mike, Ian will be removed from the game, come in to play shortstop, and somebody we haven't seen this year pitch. And now taking the mound in the 7th, number 13, Jacob Mullis.
So Jacob Mullis coming in to pitch. So I'll have to get some final numbers here on Ian, and we'll work on that. 5-1, Telfair trailing here, top of the 7th. And of course, stay tuned for our post-game show over on radio, the Coca-Cola post-game show. And we'll be bringing that to you momentarily. We said on radio today we've went commercial free as we don't have anybody at the station. And this will give me an opportunity to mention that Star 102.7 is looking for help at the station. Of course, we love this internet broadcast, but we also want to keep radio as well. So, pitch from Jacob Mullis over for a strike. And this is a good opportunity for Mullis, you know.
It is. It's a real good opportunity for him to come in here and face some quality talent, go in here and work on his, come in here to refine his craft, work on his pitches.
So 1 ball, 1 strike there. He's facing Gowan. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Gowan. Mullis, the pitch. Fastball misses high. Actually, that one got away from Hancock to the back screen there. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 unearned runs today for Charlton. I'll try to get some numbers here on Ian in a moment. There's a high fly ball. Trey Bess under it. Takes a few steps in, makes the play to record the first out of the inning.
Remind me again how many runners we've stranded, Mike? Is it 7?
The Trojans have stranded 7 today.
Gotcha.
So now it'll be Israel Gilliard, the hitter, the right fielder. Gilliard grounded into a double play back in the 1st, singled and drove in a run in the 3rd, and a flight out to center back in the 5th. Ball low, and he will draw a walk. So Gilliard reaches on the base on ball. Yeah, that was the play back in the 5th that it appeared to be a sacrifice fly, but the runner left too early, and so that run was negated. So Trojans trailing Charlton 5-1 here, top of the 7th, and trying to hold that margin at 4 runs to give themselves at least a chance to rally there in the bottom of the 7th. KJ Williams now the hitter, the left-handed hitter. Fastball misses outside. Williams 1 for 3 on the day. Struck out looking in the 1st, sacrifice bunt in the 3rd, and a triple and an RBI back in the 5th. Pitch, line shot down the right field line, excuse me. Single, solid single to right. And give Williams the hit. Runner goes from 1st to 3rd, and now Charlton threatening to add to their lead with runners on the corner. And Tyler Chesser, the hitter. Chesser 0 for 3 on the day. Popped up to 1st back in the 2nd. Struck out looking in the 3rd and flied out to right back in the 5th. Chesser, the shortstop. Jacob Mullis in pitching. We'll try to get some numbers here on Blankenship for you in just momentarily.
coming towards us.
High fly ball. Oh, an
nice.
outstanding catch by Evan Adams. Beautiful play. Looked like a wide receiver going backwards.
He actually did a good job, and you see that Evan had to kind of leave his feet. I mean, he took a small jump backwards, extended the arm, and was able to get it in.
But unfortunately, because of his momentum taking him to the fence,
He could not turn around and make a throw to try to cut off that run.
And guys, again, that's my fault if we missed that on camera. I was having to talk to the cameraman about a thing, but again, tremendous catch. I'm going to step up to the radio side, guys, for a minute. Y'all finish it up here, and then y'all, when y'all sign off, y'all come on up and do the post game.
All right,
sounds
10-4.
good. So a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Chesser. The pitch, grounder to short. Ian comes over, fires to first. 6-3 on the putout to retire Charlton. But the Indians add to their lead. They now lead at 6-1, and it'll take a major Trojan rally here if the Trojans are to come back and pull this one out. Jacob, we got to get something going.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get something going. I mean, put it into simple terms. I mean, can you put it into simple terms? Really, I mean, is the question. I mean, we just got to come in here. We got to start making contact. It seems like after, well, you know, I take that back. After the second inning is when we stop making consistent contact. I mean, you know what I mean?
You hit it right on the head. I was just fixing to say, because if you go back and look at the Trojans have not had a hit since the third inning. So,
let's see. I'll take it back. I'll extend it to the third. You see what I mean by making consistent contact? I mean, we've made contact with the ball. We've had ground outs, fly outs, and pop outs. It's just consistent contact hasn't been made since the third. I mean, Gowan has pretty much taken over. I mean, you go back to last year when I said that we pulled out a 1-0 win. I mean, you see how many runs we scored today? 1.
Yep.
But of course, Gowan didn't start that game. We pulled out a 1-0 win last year, but as soon as he came into the game last year in relief, retiring 13 of the final 14, I believe. I mean, he's just a lights-out pitcher. I mean, you got to give big props to him. I mean, he's earned this win today if we don't pull through.
Yep, he has, no doubt about it.
But as far on the radio side as it goes, and also we can talk about it here too as well. I mean, if we don't pull through with this W here, if we do take the L on the day, I mean, as far as player of the game goes, I mean, seems like the only way you could go is to give big props and award it to Ian for his pitching today.
Yeah, we'll look at some of the numbers and see. Yeah, because his defense did let him down in some spots as well. And he does have some pretty good numbers on the day. So that first pitch there misses. So ball 1. The hitter here is
Jacob Mullis. Gonna be 1 unassisted.
3 unassisted.
Or 3.
Yep. So a 3 unassisted as Mullis grounds out.
It shows you how my brain's wired. I'm thinking first base, and I said 1. Yes, 3 unassisted for anybody scoring at home.
All right, so now Trey Blankenship will pinch hit for Ramsey Hancock. And Trojans down to their last 2 outs. Gowan looking for a complete game here. Oof, had him way out in front on that one. Breaking pitch. So 0-2 the count. Fastball from Gowan up and in. Blankenship chases it, and on 3 pitches, Gowan with the strikeout. And the Trojans are now down to their final out here. And of course, we'll be making our way back over to radio for the post-game show. It'll be all up now to Cameo Blankenship to try to save this one for the Trojans. Gowan pitch misses low and away. Thanks to John Deep, man in the camera here. Pitch there, outside corner, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gowan 2 strikes away from closing the Trojans out here. cameo excuse me swing. Did he go?
Yeah, he went.
Actually, the home plate umpire ruled he went.
Mm-hmm.
So now 1 ball, 2
2.
strikes. Swing and a miss, and that will do it for the Trojans. And unfortunately, Trojans lose this one 6-1. So that'll wrap it up. Trojans 1 run, 3 hits, 3 errors, 7 left on the day. Charlton 6 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, 7 left. Gowan takes the win and Blankenship takes the loss. And so now we'll be heading back over to radio and tune in for our next Trojan broadcast coming up next week against.
I believe. Let's check see who it's with. It'll be next week against. What's it? Atkinson.
All right, so stay tuned to that. This has been Deep Productions, broadcast of Telfair County versus Charlton County. Unfortunately, Telfair loses 6-1. We'll catch you next time down the road.
See you guys.